If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
I'm tired of being humble. I'm tired of letting people think they got a chance. The tribal chief is head and shoulders above everybody.
Hey, this is the Red Carpet Ring Turnbuckle King in here on Toxic Ring Scandal. We are here at the SummerSlam Tournament Finals. Now, I know I've went over a couple videos already. I did the first round here, if you check on both channels. I've also done the Elite 8, started from 32 to 16, then did the Elite 8, and now we're here. I haven't done the Final Four and the championship round. Now, to make sure everybody, is up to par, what's going on the tournament, in case you guys, have been lost in the shuffle, we will go over this tournament from the beginning to current. So we'll pull up the videos and lives I did. We'll go over that, and then we'll see at the end of the day who made the finals, who is the best SummerSlam ever. And this is casted by vote. So let's keep that in mind too. Let's get the likes up as we come into the ring. We are going to talk about a good one today, guys. Let's see who came into the ring. We're here live on both channels. Also, we're here live on Facebook. Facebook's get the likes up over there as well. Now, this is the ending of the tournament, but we'll go over the tournament step by step. So make sure everybody knows how this tournament started, what teams and all that stuff. You guys will see that from the beginning, so I don't want to confuse anybody. So let's see. Mr. Pro, salute to you. Appreciate your support. F4 TV, Figure 4 TV, Samoan Production, salute to you. Second back town channel. Thank you, man. Appreciate your support, man. Much appreciated. So, like I say, we'll go over the SummerSlam here. We'll see what's what, and we'll see how do we get here? What teams made it? What SummerSlams made it, and what SummerSlams didn't? We'll see. Like I said, it started all out from 32 from each side. And then we'll get to the first round, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, Championship round. That's it. So let's get there. And let's see, how do we get here, guys? Like I said, I pulled the video that I did. We'll put it all together. I don't want anybody to be confused. And also, guys, in the comment section below, let me know what SummerSlams you guys have. Who'd you vote on? I would like to know. And also, we'll talk about the next tournament as well. We'll also talk about that as well. So we'll get into that. Now, before we do get to that, let's talk about it right now. Now, there's voting going on both channels right now, Toxic Ring and Red Carpet. And it says right here, what tournament should I do next? You guys have to choose between the best NXT champion or best non-US born world champion. Now, Toxic Ring over here, thus far we got 61%. People want me to do best non-US born world champion, opposed to the 39% of best NXT champion. So, like I said, this polls on both channels. Now we go over here to Red Carpet Ring, same vote. Now this was a very big difference. 95% of you has voted on doing the best non-US born world champion, opposed to only 5% only want me to talk about the best NXT champion. So that will be the next tournament, depending on votes. Now, of course, voting can change. I understand that too. But we're gonna see what will be the next one going in. But with that being said, guys, I just wanted to notate that. We will talk about this tournament here, the whole tournament, how it started, how it all come about, guys. Let's get into it and let's discuss how do we get to the tournament. And we'll go over right now, first round. We'll go over the beginning round. Let's get the lights up. Let's begin. Let's begin. I'm about to pull that up right now, guys. Give me 1 second. What is the greatest SummerSlam ever? I have the round one tournament results here. Lately, I've been asking you guys to vote, cast your vote in. What's the best SummerSlams ever? Now, these are ranked by these number SummerSlams, and it's ranked out of 32 SummerSlams, and there were some that were taken out. So we had the best to rank them all, gave you guys a chance, an opportunity to vote on it. But with that being said, we're going to go over the results right now, and we'll break down each SummerSlam, see how you guys voted, and see who advanced on to the second round. Let's check it out, shall we? Now that's the tournament there. Now that's the whole bracket there. But now we're going to shortly go over particular SummerSlams and the voting results of that. So of this bracket here, of all the SummerSlams, what's the greatest SummerSlam of all time? We're going to get into shortly of which one made it and which ones didn't. And this is based on voting by the community. You guys pick and chose which ones were going to advance on the tournament. These are the SummerSlams that did advance. Let's go over SummerSlam 2011 and 2012. We know this particular SummerSlam was the main event. John Cena versus CM Punk for the undisputed WWE Championship. 2012 was Brock Lesnar versus Triple H in the main event. If you guys remember those SummerSlams, now we see that SummerSlam only one can go. Before that, before we get into that, let's see which one did go, and we're going to go over SummerSlam 2011 and 2012. Now, SummerSlam 2011 had a 61%, and the next one was SummerSlam 2012. It was approximately 39%. This was cast at 144 votes. So that's the votes you guys picked. So with that being said, SummerSlam 2011 is the winner. Now let's go over the rest of this tournament bracket. Let's see what else happened. Let's see who else made it. Now we have 2019 and 2023. Now 2019 was Brock versus Seth for the Universal Championship. Main event for 2023 was Jey Uso versus Roman for the undisputed Universal title. Now with this particular SummerSlam here, we got to go over the results here. Now 2019 came in at 17%. However, SummerSlam 2023, which was a big differential, was 83% on 126 votes. So SummerSlam 2023 will advance on to the second round. So let's check more out into that bracket. Now we're going to the next SummerSlams here. Let's break this down too. SummerSlam 2009 and SummerSlam 2010. And we know 2009 was the rivalry of John Cena versus Orton for the WWE Championship. And of course, 2010 was the Team WWE versus Team Nexus, both of these tournaments. Now, let's go over the results of these two. Now, 2009 came in at 80%. Yeah, so these are each side here. Each side, this is the tournament here, a good close-up of the tournament. It's a close-up of all the ones on this side, on the Toxic Ring Scandal side. I will show a bracket of the other side as well, which will be Red Carpet Ring. When I finish discussing all the teams, I'll have a more updated bracket of showing who advanced and who didn't. So let's continue on. However, in 2010, only came at 20%. So SummerSlam 2009 will advance on and continue on, and it will go to the second round. So that is the result of that one. Let's check out the rest of the tournament, shall we? To 1994, 2005 SummerSlams. Let's go over these two. Of course, Hogan versus Michaels is 2005 SummerSlam. Icon versus Legend match. 94, Undertaker versus Undertaker. Now let's see the results of that particular SummerSlams. Who voted who? SummerSlam 1994 came in at 31%, and SummerSlam 2005 came in at 69% based on 205 votes. So SummerSlam 2005 is the undisputed winner. It will advance on to the second round. So let's see more what happened in this tournament here.
You need insurance from a change in life, like you left.
That's the bracket there. We will continue on to the next SummerSlams here. Let's see who else. 04 versus 08 of the SummerSlam. Now, 08, we know that's John Cena versus Batista, Triple H versus Edge. Then, of course, SummerSlam 04 is the same event where Randy Orton won his first world title from Chris Benoit. Now, we see the results here. We see that SummerSlam 2008 and 04 was very, very close. It was 55% for SummerSlam 2008, and SummerSlam 2004 was 45%. So it was a very, very close one, but 08 advances to the second round. So let's check out more of the bracket of the other SummerSlams. Next one's up is SummerSlam 90 and 2014. SummerSlam 14, of course, Brock versus Cena for the title, Suplex City. And SummerSlam 90 we have old school SummerSlam. Let's see the results of that one. We got the results there of 41% for SummerSlam 1990, and SummerSlam 2014 is 59%. Now, SummerSlam 2014 will advance on, but let's continue on. Let's see who the rest of the bracket. Let's see who else advanced in the round here. Let's see who else to next SummerSlam. Next one we have is SummerSlam 2021, SummerSlam 18. Now 2021 is recent. It's more recent SummerSlam. We have more recent SummerSlam and everything. So we have SummerSlam 18. Let's go over the results of that one. SummerSlam 18 and 21. This is these are the more recent ones. We have SummerSlam 2021. Remember, it was Roman Reigns versus John Cena, for the Universal title. And of course, SummerSlam 18, we had Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. Now, even though 2021 was more recent, it only came at 42%. However, the SummerSlam 18, which you guys like more, it came at 58%. So that's the crazy part about that. So let's see who else. Let's get more to the bracket here. We'll talk more about it. Now let's get more into the whole rest of the tournament here of the bracket. Now we also have a couple more. We have some more here. Now we see we have SummerSlam 2020 and SummerSlam 2001. Now, according to the rankings here of the voting, according to that, we did have SummerSlam 2020. If you guys remember, that's the return of Roman Reigns, the whole beginning Tribal Chief Acknowledge Me era. And then, of course, we have SummerSlam 2001, Rock versus Booker T for the WCW Championship. Now, that SummerSlam 2001 came in at 81%. SummerSlam 2020 came at a 19%. So that's crazy, crazy, crazy. Now, that is the end of the first bracket. Let's go on to the second bracket. Okay, now I said it before. This is how this bracket started here. This is the first bracket. These are all the teams I mentioned. You got 12, 11, 23 versus 19, 1909 versus 10, 94, 05, 08, 04, 90, 2014, 21 and 18, and 2020, 2001. And this is after the first round, who advanced on. These are the teams that the SummerSlams that did advance on. So this will give a clear idea. Now, you guys let me know if I'm going too fast or you can't follow what I'm saying. So I'm trying to give you guys an updated bracket, but that is the updated one there. Now, that was the end of the first bracket on the same tournament, still first round, but it's the end of that first side. This is the other side of the bracket of the other 16 teams, 16 and 16, 32 SummerSlams. So we are talking about these ones here now. It's going to be those SummerSlams that you see listed. I will describe them and then also get an update of who advanced to the next round. So let me continue on with that. Let's continue. The other side of the bracket of the tournament. As we can see here, these are the ones that they had in the bracket. See more into that. And we'll see who else did advance. Let's get more into that. Let's check that out. Let's check out, see other side of the tournament. Now, these are the other ones that advanced, but we'll go over the results. SummerSlam 06, 07. We know those are great. Triple H, the return of him in 07. And then, of course, SummerSlam 06, Cena versus Edge WWE title. Let's go over the results of that one, shall we? We'll go over that right now. Now, that results of that one, we'll see what's interesting about this one. We had SummerSlam 2006 at a 33%, and SummerSlam 07 is 67%. So SummerSlam 07 is the winner. They will advance on to the second round. That was a surprising one, very surprising one. I thought 06 would have went. That's the whole Cena Edge rivalry and the whole DX, but you guys picked 07. Interesting, right? But let's see. Let's talk about the rest of the tournament and who advanced. Let's go over the rest. It's great SummerSlam. Okay, we got the rest of the bracket here. You guys can see. Now the other SummerSlam is 98 and 15. 98 is Undertaker versus Stone Cold. Of course, 15 is Undertaker and Brock, that rivalry. And like I said, it's Undertaker versus Stone Cold for the WWE Championship. Let's go over the voting here. We have right here the voting according to the numbers. 72% for SummerSlam 1998. And SummerSlam 15 only came at 28%. So SummerSlam 98 will advance on to the second round. That was another shocking one. 15, that was a great rivalry with Brock and Undertaker. And of course, Seth and Cena. Seth became a double champion, United States and WWE champion with the help of Jon Stewart, who made an appearance at SummerSlam. But let's continue on with the tournament, shall we? Let's continue on and let's see the results of that. Let's continue on, see what happened there. know, match made to heaven, highway to hell. SummerSlam those years. Of course, we have 91, match made to heaven, highway to hell. Then you also have SummerSlam 97, Bret vs. Undertaker for the WWE title. Let's check the results of that one. We have the results of that one. The numbers coming in. SummerSlam 1991, one of the most highly anticipated SummerSlams, came in at 25%. SummerSlam 97 came in at a 75%, so they beat them by a long, long landslide there at 162 votes. Let's continue on with the rest of the tournament, see who advanced. SummerSlam 02 and 99. Now, these SummerSlams here, SummerSlam 99, Stone Cold, Mick Foley, Triple H, WWE title triple threat. SummerSlam 02, Brock versus Rock for the WWE title. Let's see who advanced. According to the votes here, we have SummerSlam 2002 at 78%, SummerSlam 1999 only 22%. So SummerSlam 2002 will advance on that, and let's continue on with the rest of the tournament. And we got some left here. We still got some left here. Let's see who advanced here. Now we got 1989 and 96. 1989 was the Zeus one, Superstar one. And of course, we got SummerSlam 03, First Elimination Chamber. Now let's see the results of that one. We have here, according to this vote, we have here at SummerSlam 1992 only 16%. And we have SummerSlam 03, 84%. So that's the votes of those two. Those are votes of those two. I meant to say not 89, but 92. We covered 89. 92, of course, was the Wembley one, Bret versus Bulldog. Of course, we had SummerSlam 03. Now, SummerSlam 92, even though that's another highly anticipated one, only came at 16%. SummerSlam 03 came at 84%. So SummerSlam 03 will advance on. So let's see who else came in. Let's see who else advanced on the tournament. Let's see what's the results of that one. What would be other results of these tournament here? And now we have another SummerSlam to mention. Now let's go over the results of the next one here. We have SummerSlam 1989. Now this is the one with Zeus, the Superstar Field. And we have the SummerSlam 1996. We have Shawn Michaels versus Vader for the WWE Championship. Now, 89 only came at 32%, not the best one. And SummerSlam 96 came at 68%. So SummerSlam 96 will advance. Now let's go on to rest of the tournament here. Let's talk more about the whole bracket here. Let's see who else of course, advanced on in the whole tournament. Let's see. Now we got the rest of the bracket here. We have SummerSlam 1988. We have that's two SummerSlam, the original, and then we have 2000. Now let's see the results of this one. The SummerSlam 1988 came in at 18%. And of course, we have SummerSlam 2000 that came at 82%. Now, SummerSlam 2000, that was Triple H versus Kurt Angle versus Rock, who's the WWE champion. That will advance on to the second round. So we only honestly got one more left. Not that many more of this tournament. So let's see who more of this tournament. Let's see who else advanced for the last one. Last but not least. Now let's see of the tournament here, guys, of who advanced. We have, of course, that one. Now we got to the last two. We have SummerSlam 2022, Brock versus Roman, last man standing match, more recent of this tournament here. And of course, we have the SummerSlam 16 that we have was John Cena versus AJ Styles. We have, of course, Brock versus Randy, the TKO. Let's see the results of this one. Now, SummerSlam 2022, another close one. SummerSlam 2022 came at 42%. SummerSlam 2016 came at 58%. SummerSlam 2016 will advance on and go to the second round. So that's the crazy part about it. And like I said, excuse me about the 89. Got that a little mixed up there. Excuse me, but these are the votes casted that was on Red Carpet Ring and also Toxic Ring Scandal. So these are the results here. These are the teams that's advancing on. And we will start the second round. You guys tune in for that. The second round will be starting shortly. These are the great. Okay, that's the update. As you guys can see, these are the SummerSlam that advanced from the original 32 from 16 on each bracket. This is the left side of bracket. That's what advanced. And of course, I will show the other side of bracket. Now that's side one. Those SummerSlams advanced. And that's those SummerSlams advanced. Now, what we're going to do next, we're going to move on to the second round. This is the end of the first round. We'll get to the second round here. We'll see which one advanced as far as that goes. And since this was the first round, we're pretty much in the sweet 16 round. So let's get there. We'll get to the Sweet 16 and we'll get that going right shortly. So let's see who made it out of that round. We're going to go to that next. Now, based off the SummerSlams that did make it, they went on to the second round, and we will go there. Let's see which ones made it, what qualified. And then there's be a little more explanation. So let's get into it, guys. Let's get the likes up as we come in. We on the Sweet 16, second round of the tournament. So the end of the first round is over. We are moving forward to the second one. So let's get to that. Let's see what happened. Who made what? Who went where? All right, let's get into it. The second bracket, this will be on the Toxic Ring Scandal side. So that's the one. Now, since we're on this side, we're going to go over these SummerSlams. We're going to talk about these matchups, which one made to the next round. So we're going to first go over these SummerSlams. Now, the SummerSlams we're going to go over right now will be SummerSlam 2011. It's a SummerSlam 2011 versus SummerSlam 2023. These are the matchups. If you remember this SummerSlam right here, this particular SummerSlam was in back 2011. We had the main event of undisputed WWE Championship match, two WWE champions, CM Punk versus John Cena with Triple H as a special guest referee. And it's the same SummerSlam where Punk did win the match. He was attacked by Kevin Nash, and he was later on had the Money in the Bank cashed in on him by Alberto Del Rio, the Money in the Bank winner. Now, this is going against the recent SummerSlam last year in 2023 main event, the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso for undisputed WWE Universal Championship. So based on that, this is the match up here. If you guys can see it, these are the ones that you guys had a chance to choose to vote on. So, which one would advance? That's the question. And according to votes, you guys voted. You guys voted the SummerSlams. Now we're gonna get that up right now. 1 second, we'll get that up. Let's see. According to the votes, these are the winner. So SummerSlam 2023 will advance on to the next round. This is the winner. The winner is SummerSlam 2023. So that one advances on to the next round. So this is I know some people was not too happy fresh memory of SummerSlam 2023 bracket. That's the bracket. Next up, SummerSlam 2009 versus 2005. This is SummerSlam 2009. We had the famous feud of Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk World Heavyweight Championship ladder match. We also had SummerSlam, infamous SummerSlam 2005. We went up against this one, which is, of course, the main match, Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. First time ever, Icon versus Legend. So that's what we have here. These two teams these two SummerSlams are going to go against one another. I appreciate that, Uncle Jackie. One salute to you. Try to do something fresh, something different. Now, with these two SummerSlams here, it came down to which ones will go. Now we had here, these are the two SummerSlams that competed against each other. Now, with these two, it can only be one winner. The winner is SummerSlam 2005. So, with that being said, SummerSlam 2005 advance. Yes, SummerSlam 2005 advance. And this is the winner here. The famous, not that one. That's the last one. This is the one that advances on to next in the tournament. So they will go on and advance in the tournament. Now, after I'm done, I will have the bracket of everybody, every SummerSlam that advanced. So that will be shown at the end. Stay tuned. But that is the SummerSlam that won. Let's go back to that bracket. Now, we now have SummerSlam 2023 that advanced, and you just saw SummerSlam 2005 advanced. Now we're going to go on to SummerSlam 2008, which is very, very surprising that they actually got made the second round. And then we have SummerSlam 2014. Now, these is the two SummerSlams. We got 8 and 14. Now, SummerSlam 2008, guys, is this SummerSlam right here. This is a picture of Maria Kanellis on the cover. Now, this SummerSlam was the first time ever John Cena versus Batista, and also, I believe, Edge versus Triple H for the WWE Championship match. And I believe CM Punk was World Heavyweight Champion at that time. Now, I mentioned which one was going. I said that it would be 2008. That would be the SummerSlam. Now that's going up against the SummerSlam, which is SummerSlam 2014. If you guys remember this one, this was the birth of Suplex City. Brock Lesnar challenged John Cena for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship in the main event. 16 suplex to John Cena, and Brock Lesnar captures the championship. Now this is let's see the voting on this one here. See how the voting will go on this one. Now the vote on this one, let's get there. Let's get to that voting once. Let's pull that up in 1 second, guys. Get that one up. Now, according to these votes here, for this one, let's see what came up with it. These are the two that went up against each other. But there can only be one that will advance on. So we got to see which one will advance on between these two teams. And the winner of these two that did advance was SummerSlam 2008. Surprisingly, I personally was more of a 14, you know. No, 8, what am I saying? 08 was great. I forgot the SummerSlam Edge versus Undertaker Hell in a Cell. They both were good. We forget about it so much, but, you know, but SummerSlam 08, I keep forgetting how great that was. That is one of the best SummerSlams. I stand correct what I said earlier. Now that one at 70%. So with that being said, SummerSlam 2008 advances on the next round. So the winner is SummerSlam 2008. And for those who don't know, this is SummerSlam 2008. It advanced. So that will go on to the next round. And the bracket will make it to the Elite Eight. Now let's get on to the rest of the bracket. We are back at the bracket. Now 08 advanced, as we saw. The last two of this particular bracket, on this is Toxic Ring Scandal side. On Toxic Ring Scandal, you have to vote. Now we got SummerSlam 2018 versus SummerSlam 2001. Let's give a breakdown of the main event here. We got SummerSlam 2018. This is this one right here. If you guys remember, the main event was Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar for the Universal Championship. This is where Roman Reigns will defeat Brock Lesnar for the first time ever, and also the first time ever Roman Reigns held on to the Universal Championship. You had Ronda Rousey challenge Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship, which Ronda Rousey did win. So it's going up against this particular SummerSlam. Now this SummerSlam 2018, let's see who did it go up against necessarily. Let's see. It went up against 2001 SummerSlam, and we know this is SummerSlam 2001. This was The Rock on the cover. Now this was The Rock actually challenging Booker T for the WCW Championship. We also had Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Kurt Angle for the then WWF, now WWE Championship. We had some good events. Another solid SummerSlam. So let's see how would these two. This is where you guys had a chance to vote for these particular SummerSlams and went against each other. Let's check that out for 1 second. These are the two right here. Now let's see which one did advance, which one will go on to the next round. Let's see. Which one made it? SummerSlam 2001 made it. So with that, the winner is SummerSlam 2001. They will advance on to the next round. So SummerSlam 2018 did not make it. Popular SummerSlam did not make it. That's crazy. You got a lot of these early 2000 and later 2000 SummerSlam advancing. We have 01 at advance, and we had 08 that advanced as well. But we're going to go back to the bracket here. All right, this is the bracket here, updated. So these are the two that updated. That's crazy that these are the ones that updated. This is wild, right? But the votes are in. These are the SummerSlam you guys voted for. And these one are advancing. So let's check out of updated bracket here of the both tournaments. Let's see. Now, since the votes are in, I showed you who won, who went against who, what you guys voted on. This is the updated one. So now it comes down to the part of the Elite Eight. This is the Elite Eight now. We got SummerSlam 2023 going against SummerSlam 2005. So last year, SummerSlam versus 05. We got SummerSlam 08 going against 01. So this is interesting. This is getting very interesting. This could go a lot of different ways. So let's do a recap. Which ones advanced? We got this SummerSlam advanced. We have 05 that advanced. We have another SummerSlam that advanced. So we got those two that advanced. We also, SummerSlam 05 is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I keep looking at it. That's my favorite. That's one I got right now to get. I hope we don't get knocked out. Then we have 08 and we have 01. So these are the SummerSlams that advanced in bracket 1. So let's look at that. So we got these that advanced here. And let's give an updated of the bracket. These are SummerSlams that advanced once again. If you guys want to take a quick look at that, because we're going to move on to the other side of the bracket. That'll be for the red carpet ring side. Let's get the likes of as we in here. So SummerSlam that's advanced once again. Starting tomorrow, I will put up just tomorrow throughout the day. Look at the community tab for Toxic Ring Scandal. Polls will be open all day Saturday. And then we have results begin Sunday. So let's keep an eye out for that on Toxic Ring Scandal. So polls open all day Saturday. You put your vote in for which SummerSlam you think is the better one between the two. And whichever one advances, guys, it will go to the Final Four on Sunday. So Final Four will be on Sunday, championship round Monday. So that is one bracket. Now let's get on to the other side of the bracket, shall we? Now this is the second side of the bracket, guys. These are the SummerSlams that's on the opposite side of the bracket. Let's check that out, shall we? Let's look at the SummerSlams that's in competition. Let's check it out. Let's see which ones are going to move the needle. Now, we have SummerSlam 2006. SummerSlam 2007, SummerSlam 1998. Now, this is SummerSlam 2007. This is the return of Triple H. You know, he had the quad injury back at January of 2007. He came back. He tore his other quad in a tag team match with Shawn Michaels DX versus Rated RKO, New Year's Revolution. It's his return match against King Booker. This is the John Cena and Randy Orton beginning their rivalry. That will be one of the most remembered feuds of all time in WWE. You know, we have that. But this was interesting. This is going up against SummerSlam 1998. This is Stone Cold Steve Austin, WWE champion, defending his championship against The Undertaker. You know, so this was a very good moment too. Also, the Triple H versus The Rock ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. This is where Rock and Triple H really started to build a rivalry, and it would later on go from mid-card for the Intercontinental Championship, later on to the WWE Championship in the main event. Rock heel, as part of Nation Domination. Triple H, babyface, DX. So now, of course, according here, they had their votes here. Let's see which one had what. Let's look at that for a second. These are the two SummerSlams that went against each other. Now you guys voted according to the votes here. Let's see who won. SummerSlam 1998 advances, guys. So you picked the old school Attitude Era that picked over 07. I know a lot of people like 07, but 98, that was Attitude Era. It was Attitude Era. A lot of people like that SummerSlam. That was Stone Cold, the prime of Stone Cold. And then you had Undertaker doing his thing, The Rock coming up, Triple H coming up. You know, that it was a lot of people. I think another thing too, we also had I think Ken Shamrock was around. He had a match against Owen Hart. But to me, my opinion, I was not really big on SummerSlam 1998 over 07. I mean, all you had was the match I mentioned, the Intercontinental Championship match and the WWE Championship match. Me, if I had to pick one of these two that did advance in the ranks of the tournament, if I had to pick one, I would have picked 07 because remember we did have Triple H returning. John Morrison had a good feud with CM Punk over the ECW title. Remember, John Cena and Randy Orton was turning up. And then Rey Mysterio had a feud with Chavo Guerrero, Umaga. He defeated Carlito Mr. Kid for the Intercontinental Championship. But that is the one. And SummerSlam 1998 advances. This is the SummerSlam that advanced, and it will go on to the next round, guys. This is the one. This is the one that advanced. Yes, Attitude Era was good. It was only a couple matches I liked, though. But that era was great, but just that particular pay-per-view, everyone has their own opinion, though. That's what's so great about this tournament. Everyone gets to cast a vote. That's why it's so important to cast a vote on each SummerSlam. Which one do you like? Which one do you prefer? So we're going to go back to the tournament bracket. And this is the first SummerSlam that advanced is 98. 98 has advanced. 07 did not make it, unfortunately. But 98 is up there. I do remember that time, though. But the card won, so it was okay. But let's go over the next SummerSlam. We got SummerSlam 1997, and then we have SummerSlam 2002. So this is 97 right here. If you guys remember, this is Bret Hart. He challenged The Undertaker for the WWE Championship. Shawn Michaels as a special guest referee. And you had Stone Cold had a feud against. He was feuding with Owen Hart over the Intercontinental Championship. The same night Stone Cold broke his neck. I talked about that on Top's Ring Scandal. That particular match, one of the top scandals behind it. Then we have SummerSlam 2002. Remember that? Great SummerSlam. You had The Rock defending his WWE Championship against newcomer Brock Lesnar. Remember the next big thing. And we had Shawn Michaels versus Triple H in a no sanction match. Great match, by the way. That was a very good SummerSlam. Very good moments there. It was Shawn Michaels' first match back since he had the back injury. I think last match was at 98, WrestleMania 14. He was champion off Stone Cold. But like I said, they had an unsanctioned street fight. RVD fought Chris Benoit. He defeated him for the Intercontinental Championship. Edge, Eddie Guerrero had a feud. Rey Mysterio and Kurt Angle had a little feud. But enough of that. Let's get to the votes. Let's see, where could you do your votes? This was how the voting looked for this particular matchup. But only one could win, of course. Who advances on? Who goes on to the next round? I wonder who's the team to make it. Wonder who's going to make it on. Let's see. According to the votes, SummerSlam 02 has advanced. They won at a 65%, and SummerSlam was 35%. So SummerSlam 97 didn't stand a chance. SummerSlam 02 is a classic, and I like 97 too. 97 did its thing. Like I said, Bret, that's what kicked off the whole Shawn Michaels Undertaker rivalry. And later on, Bret Hart will lose that championship to Shawn Michaels at Survivor Series in the infamous Montreal Screwjob. But for those who don't know who advanced, SummerSlam 02 advances, and it will go on to the next round. SummerSlam 02, congratulations to that team, that particular team of talent that was on that event for SummerSlam. Now, we got to get back to the bracket. Now, we got two teams that advanced so far on this side of the bracket, 98 and 02. Now we're headed off to SummerSlam 2003 and SummerSlam 1996. Let's see what those SummerSlams were all about. We got SummerSlam 2003. If you guys remember this one, this was the first SummerSlam to have the Elimination Chamber match for the World Heavyweight Championship for the Raw brand. You had Triple H defending his World Heavyweight Championship. He was against 5 other guys. He was against Kevin Nash, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels, Chris Jericho, and Goldberg, which he did retain with the help of Evolution when he hit Goldberg with that sledgehammer. That was the main thing. This was Another match we had was Kurt Angle defending his WWE Championship against Brock Lesnar, which he did defeat Brock and made him tap out and was able to retain his WWE title. And Kane had a feud with Rob Van Dam. Shane McMahon had a match against Eric Bischoff, Falls Count Anywhere. Now let's get on to SummerSlam 1996. We're going to take it way back to 96, still the new generation era. We got this one here. If you guys, this one, Vader was competing for the WWE Championship, challenging then champion Shawn Michaels. And he did not capture the title. This also saved SummerSlam. We had then we had Jerry the King Lawler had a match against Jake the Snake Roberts. Also, so still a memorable thing. And Stone Cold, if you guys don't know this, Stone Cold actually was a pre-show. He defeated Yokozuna in a minute and 52 seconds, if you guys didn't know that. But let's get on to the voting. Now, let's see. This is how the voting will look on Red Carpet Reign. Let's see who will go on to advance in the next round. Who will advance on this particular SummerSlam? It's only come down to which one. Only one can go. And according to the votes, we got SummerSlam 2003. They won at 82%. And SummerSlam 1996, only 18% out of 239 votes. So SummerSlam 96 couldn't stand a chance. Did not stand a chance at all. Nope. It's Vader time. Got to be top 10 heel of all time. Oh, yeah, I like Vader. Vader was so agile in the ring. So agile. So for those you don't know, SummerSlam 2003, guys, advances on to the next round. So that is the next SummerSlam. They will move on. 96, unfortunately, will not. They will be out. But let's refer back to the bracket. Let's see where we at on this bracket here. We're moving quite long. We got 3 teams. Well, I'm sorry, not teams, but 3 SummerSlams. Excuse me. 3 SummerSlams that did move on to the next round. We got one more left here. SummerSlam 2000 versus SummerSlam 2016. So we got SummerSlam 2000. If you guys remember here, this is when I believe Rock was then WWE champion. He defended this championship in a triple threat match, himself, Triple H, and Kurt Angle. That was the main event, which he did retain his championship. Undertaker and Kane had a match. And remember another famous match, even more important than the main event, you had Edge and Christian that did defend their tag team belts against the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys. And they retained their championship in a classic match, classic bout, similar reminiscent to the WrestleMania that year. So that is interesting. But let's get to the voting on this particular SummerSlams here. Let's get to that. Now, this is how the voting will look for these two. We got SummerSlam 2000, SummerSlam 2016. Only one could advance. Only one. Now, I like SummerSlam 2016. Me personally, that was a great SummerSlam. One of my favorite SummerSlam. Yep, and let me talk about 16. I think I skipped a little bit. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. SummerSlam 16. Now, this SummerSlam 16, it was AJ Styles versus John Cena. We had Brock Lesnar versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton lost by TKO. We had Dean Ambrose defended WWE Championship or WWE World Championship against Dolph Ziggler. And we had the inaugural Universal Championship match, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, which Finn Balor did win and become the inaugural champion, defeating Seth Rollins, but he could only hold on for 24 hours. He had to relinquish it due to injury during that match between himself and Seth Rollins. Now let's get to the voting here. Let's get there. Now only one could go. Like I said, I did like 16, one of my favorites. One of my favorite SummerSlams actually. It was good, very good moments there. And this was the first SummerSlam actually of the reintroduction of the brand split. This is when the brand split came back. That's still going on right now to this day. But according to the votes, you guys picked SummerSlam 2000. I don't agree with that personally. That's me. 81% for 2000, and SummerSlam 16 only got 19% out of 243 votes. Like I said, not me personally. I would have paid 16. 2000 was great with the Edge and Christian in the ladder match, and of course Rock and Triple H Angle. Those moments were good, but I think 16 had more moments. It's not so much it was more recent, but other than that, though, you guys picked it, not me. This is not about me. It's about you guys. That's why the polls are out there where you can cast your vote. So the winner of this particular SummerSlam, yes, is SummerSlam 2000, and advances on. Now, let's go back to the bracket, guys. And we also going to see now, I have mentioned all the teams here. All the teams are mentioned now. All the teams are mentioned, but now we got to go over an update of the SummerSlams that advanced. So we're going to do a little click here. Boom. These are the SummerSlams that got it. We got 98. We got 02. These two will go against each other. You got 2003 and 2000. So it's getting real tight now. We are down to 8 teams. We are now going to start the Elite Eight. That will be Saturday. Cash your votes in all day, and then I will do I will cover that. I will cover that we'll cover the Elite Eight, all eight who's going to the Final Four. Final Four stream I'll cover on Sunday, multi-stream both channels, Red Carpet Ring and Toxic Ring Scandal. Now after that, it's only two on each side of the brackets, one on Red Carpet Ring side of two SummerSlams, Toxic Ring Scandal. That will be two, and that's after Sunday. Now after the way I'm gonna do it, like I said, Saturday, only two of these four teams will go, and that's both sides. Only two of these four will go on Saturday. Now Sunday, I'm going to announce on Final Four who will be the last four, meaning two on each side of each bracket, as you see here. Only two. Only four. Two of these four will go on that side. Two of these four will go on this side. Then it comes down to a Final Four. So after that, Sunday, all-day voting. Then we will go to the championship round Monday. That means only one on Red Carpet, one on Toxic Ring, and I'll put them both together. You guys can vote on both channels. Which one will you pick? And then we will have our final, and we'll have the best SummerSlam of all time. So we will have the best SummerSlam. So you guys let me know right now in the live chat. All right. Now that was Sweet 16. We're going to shift gears. You saw the results there. We're going to move on to the Elite Eight. We're going to the Elite Eight now. So we're done with the first round. We're done with Sweet 16. Now we move on to the Elite Eight. And these are the 8 teams here who did advance and made it to the next round. So we'll see what happens next. Let's see, guys. You guys look here. Now I'm going to show the top 14, top 4 on each bracket, top 4 SummerSlams. So we got 4. The Elite 8 will be the 4 on this side, and we got the 4 on that side. Let's get to it. Let's see who made it. Let's talk about it.
You best not miss.
That's been in the tournament. We are now in the third round. Now we started from here. Let's get the likes as we come in. We're here live on X and Fake. We're here live on X as well. And we're here live on Toxic Ring and Red Carpet Ring. So we are here. This is the tournament, guys. We're here to talk about this tournament. And we're talking about who advanced on. Now, it started from here. Now the tournament, we're currently here. And we're here for round 3. We have round 1, which is 32, down to Sweet 16. Now we down to Elite 8. Now the Elite 8 I'm talking about are these teams in general. Only it come down to the Final 4. We're talking about these 4 teams, these 4 SummerSlams, and these 4 SummerSlams. So I will go over, as usual, each SummerSlam, the matchup, and see who, give a rundown of that SummerSlam like I did before, and then we'll talk about which. Man, this is getting real good. Get the likes up, guys. Get the likes up. If you like how it's going, give me the heat.
Yeet.
One advanced on the tournament. So with that being said, we're gonna start off with. We always start off with the right side of the tournament. Now, if you guys can see there, if you can pay attention to it, we're talking about SummerSlam 2023 versus SummerSlam 2005. And this is the SummerSlam that I'm talking about. Now, these two faced off against each other. You guys had a chance to vote which SummerSlam was better to you guys. So we had SummerSlam 2023, which was last year's SummerSlam. It was, of course, the main event. Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, undisputed WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. We have that going on. And then we also had this SummerSlam 2005, Icon versus Legend, Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. But there could only be one. Now, out of the voting, as stated here, between these two, according to the votes that were tallied up, SummerSlam 2005 advances. So they will move on to the Final 4. And I said it was one of my favorite SummerSlams, if not the best SummerSlam of all time. You know, this was something very, very memorable. But this is the one that advanced on and made it. And SummerSlam 2023 is no more. They did not make it to the Final 4. So that is a part of that one. Now, we'll move on to the other part of the bracket. Now we're going to move on to this part of the bracket here. SummerSlam 2005 advanced. So yeah, it was a very tight one, but they advanced on, moving on in the tournament. Now we're going to go here. And that's what we got here. We got SummerSlam. Next SummerSlam we got on the board, guys. Got another SummerSlam here. Check it out. We also got, now like I said, we started from here. We're now at this SummerSlam here. Get back to that SummerSlam. Let's get to that SummerSlam right now. Okay. We have the SummerSlam the next SummerSlam on the list here that is demonstrated, guys. Like I said, once again, we got SummerSlam 2005 that advanced. This one advances on. So we're going to get on to the next one in a second. We'll see which one made it out of that bunch. Let's get to that right now. Let's see. All right, let's get to the next two here. Now, we got the next one here. You guys know which one advanced now. Let's get to the next one on the tournament here. Now, according to this bracket, we have some more SummerSlams here. Let me see. Let's get to that other one. All right, the next one on the list here for SummerSlam, as we got 05 in there, we have SummerSlam 2008 versus SummerSlam 2001. Now, this is another good matchup. Now, these are the two SummerSlam that went against each other. Let's check that out. Let's see. Sigma Meyer salute. Christina Zam says SummerSlam 2024. Yeah, this was before SummerSlam, unfortunately, when I start this tournament. And Figure 4 TV salute. Now, the next one we got SummerSlam 08 versus 01. It was at 115 votes. Now, the SummerSlams here listed. We got SummerSlam 08, of course, the Edge versus Undertaker, Hell in a Cell. We had Triple H versus was he at this one? No, it was Batista versus John Cena, SummerSlam 08. And we had Edge versus Undertaker. Now, these are two matches here. I think in the other ones I said Edge versus Triple H. They had a rivalry. I think that was Great American Bash. It was the same year, but it was not SummerSlam. Excuse me if I put the wrong match in there. But you guys know what SummerSlam pretty much is about. Now, when that went against SummerSlam 2001, which was Booker T versus The Rock for the WCW title, we had The Rock versus Stone Cold for the WWE title. Now, according to the votes here, we did have it only be one, and what's crazy is SummerSlam 2001 won this, and that one will advance on to the next round. So SummerSlam 2001 made it with 71% compared to the only 29% for SummerSlam 08. It was at 113 votes. Is what you guys voted for. Me personally, I like 08 better. 08 was so legendary. SummerSlam 08, you had, like I said, the Edge Undertaker. You had the whole Batista versus Cena first time ever. You had a lot of good feuds in there. I would have personally went for SummerSlam 08. I don't know. Everybody got their own preference, but me personally, I would not went for 2001. But I know that was the era of the Attitude Era, or right after Attitude Era was over. But I would definitely went for that one. And Triple H fought Great Khali. That was the best match. And then you had a couple other matches. I think MVP and Jeff Hardy had a good little solid feud. But yeah, this is the one that advances on to the next tournament. This will go on to the Final Four. It will be SummerSlam 2001. That is the one that will go on in advance, guys. Now, we're going to get on to the next one. We're going to see. Now, this is the end of this bracket, by the way. You guys look here. Only two teams made it. SummerSlam 2001 and SummerSlam 2005. So we only got two teams left in this bracket. Take a good look at this bracket. These only two teams left. You know, and if this is an updated result as well of this particular bracket, yeah, the only these two left, guys. And as we see, we got 05 and 01. It come down to those two. That is an updated bracket based off the results I just told you guys. So, yeah, it's getting tight. Getting very tight, the competition now. Let's get the likes up. Now, we're going to move on to the other side of the bracket, and we'll go over those SummerSlams. Let's get to that in a second. Now, this is the other side of the bracket. Now, we got 14 on this side. We have the SummerSlams as listed: SummerSlam '98 and first SummerSlam 2002. Let's go over those two. We got SummerSlam. Let's see, the voting came in. You got SummerSlam 1998 and 2002. 86 people voted on these two SummerSlams. Like I said, the votes are count up to you guys. You guys decide which one advanced to the next round, was the best SummerSlam, and which one will be ultimately the best SummerSlam ever. Now, out of 86 votes, this is the SummerSlams that were ranked. Now, if you guys remember, we had SummerSlam 98. Now, we know this was Stone Cold versus Undertaker for the WWE title. We had The Rock versus Triple H for the Intercontinental Championship. So that was a good one. Then we had SummerSlam 2002. We know this was Rock versus Brock Lesnar, main event for the WWE title, with Brock Lesnar winning King of the Ring tournament that year. That's crazy how history repeats itself. That's what SummerSlam is now. SummerSlam 2024. King of the Ring winner gets a title shot and wins the title. Anyway, we have that match. We had the Triple H and Shawn Michaels unsanctioned street fight. We had plenty of good feuds in this SummerSlam. Very memorable SummerSlam. Like I said, I think this was the first SummerSlam of the first brand split, if I'm not mistaken. But this was a very good SummerSlam. Also, other matches on the card as well. If you guys remember, we had Kurt Angle. He had a match versus Rey Mysterio. We had Ric Flair versus Chris Jericho. And we had RVD versus Chris Benoit. So, other than that, let's get to the voting. Voting here according to these two SummerSlams here. Let's see who won. SummerSlam 2002 advances. So out of these two SummerSlams, SummerSlam 02 goes to the Final Four. Eureka Zepta, what's going on? Mr. Blister said 02. 02 won. That's the one that won, actually. Good pick, Mr. Blister. Salute to you guys. Welcome here. Let's get the likes as you guys come in. SummerSlam 2002 is what you guys picked. 77% of you guys picked 02, and only 23% of you picked 98 out of 86 votes. So SummerSlam 02 will advance to the Final Four. Yeah, it's getting tight there. But let's move on to the other two teams on this bracket. Now we got SummerSlam 2003 against SummerSlam 2000. Yep, good pick, guys. Double JTV 02, good pick. 2003, this was the SummerSlam. If you guys remember, this is SummerSlam 2003. Now this is crazy. Now this SummerSlam, it was the first ever that Elimination Chamber was held at a SummerSlam. And this was at Phoenix, Arizona. Now we had that match in the main event. We had Shane McMahon he went up against Eric Bischoff. You know, you had a four-way for the United States Championship. Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Benoit, Rhino, and Tajiri. Kurt Angle defeated Brock Lesnar by making him tap out for the WWE title. Kane versus RVD, main event. Of course, the Elimination Chamber for the World Heavyweight Championship. Triple H is champion. He defended the title against Goldberg, Chris Jericho, Shawn Michaels, Evolution stablemate Randy Orton, and Kevin Nash. Great Elimination Chamber, by the way. One of my favorites, actually. And I like SummerSlam 2003. Double J said 2003. Is that the Russia Kevin Nash? You talking about when he cut his hair for that movie? Yeah, I think that's what you're talking about. If that's what you're talking about, the Punisher, he cut his hair for the Punisher movie. I think that's what you're talking about. But if that's what you're referring to, yes, that's that one. And that's SummerSlam 2003. Then we had SummerSlam 2000, which was only 3 years prior to the other SummerSlam. Now, you guys remember at this time, Rock was the WWE champion at the time. He defended the championship in a triple threat match against himself, defending against Kurt Angle and Triple H. We had that match. We also had Undertaker and Kane had a match. We had the famous TLC match, triple threat for the WWF Tag Team Championship. Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys versus the Hardy Boys. Remember, we had 2 out of 3 falls of Chris Benoit versus Chris Jericho. Shane McMahon had a match against Steve Blackman. And even we had X-Pac versus Road Dogg. You know, we had Jerry Lawler versus Taz. And Eddie Guerrero and China had intergender tag team match for the Intercontinental Championship against Val Venis and Trish Stratus. So, you know, very memorable names in there if you guys remember those names from the Attitude Era. Now, these are the votes here. Let's see. We got so this is the votes. You have 151 on these SummerSlams here, but there's going to be one winner, and only one goes to the final 4. So, DDE, salute to you. Ain't seen a minute, man. What's going on, my man? Thanks for coming out, checking out the tournament. We are headed to the final 4 of the best SummerSlam event ever. Now, I'll get more to that. Now, based on y'all votes that you casted in at 151 votes, let's see who's the winner. Winner is SummerSlam 2000 at 71%. We had SummerSlam 2003, only 29% you voted. Now, I guess this says 150, so I guess one person took their vote back. Go figure. With that being said, SummerSlam 2000 will advance to the final 4. So this is the winner between those two. That's the winner, guys. 03 is out. 2000 moves on to the final 4. Now, with that being said, guys, this is an updated bracket now, since we all know who made it now. They give an update for those who came in late. This updated bracket now. Now, for this tournament, we got now SummerSlam 2002 versus SummerSlam 2000. Whoever wins between those 2 SummerSlams will go on to the championship round, which I will have set for tomorrow. So the votes will be in for today. Voting will be started today. And I'll have those 2 out there. I'll put it in the community tab. And we'll have the championship match tomorrow. So who goes on to the championship round? So whoever wins, it goes to the championship round. And that will be for Monday. Now, so the way I'll do it, guys, I'll have the voting today. Whoever wins here goes to the finals. Tomorrow, it will be a winner. So tomorrow voting will be for the best SummerSlam. So there will only be one voting today. Then we'll see who makes the championship round Monday. So on Monday I'll put that out, and then of course tomorrow vote will be at the end of. Voting today will start for whoever wins between these 2 at the end today. We'll go on to the finals. And then I'll talk about that maybe later today, early tomorrow. And then at the end of Monday, it'll be championship round, and it will have one final winner. But these are the 2 that's left. And then also that's for that bracket. That's one bracket. And then the other side will have this one. SummerSlam 2005 versus SummerSlam 2001. So it's getting tight in here, guys. Very, very tight. Double J said just sub to you to stay touching. Yes, keep your notification bell on for Toxic Race Channel and Red Carpet Ring because you have to subscribe to both channels to keep what's going on as far as voting. Voting is not just on one channel, it's on both channels because it's two separate brackets. But there can only be one winner. So I appreciate that, WJTV. Thank you for subbing to me. I greatly appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, guys, that's how the vote is gonna go. It's gonna be crazy though. Definitely interesting. Definitely interesting to see. All right, now that is Elite Eight. Now I gave over the results on both sides of the bracket of all the SummerSlams that advanced on. Now let's go which I will go into. It will be these teams right here. As we see is SummerSlam 05 versus SummerSlam 01. And we have SummerSlam 02 versus 2000. So yes, we are at the final four. We only have 4 SummerSlams left. Only 4 left. And there will be 2 from each side. So let's keep that in mind. So we're going to, of course, always start on the right side first. Now this is one side, that's the left side. Of course, we're going to start on, that's one side, we'll start on this side here. Now this is 01 versus 05. These are the ones I'm going to see here. Let's show them here. Let's show which ones. This is SummerSlam 2001, and it's going to be versus 2005. Honestly, I don't know how SummerSlam 01 got this far. I'm surprised, but like I said, that's the good thing about voting. Anybody can advance to the next round or even the finals for that matter. Now, these are the 2 SummerSlams. We got SummerSlam 01. We have this SummerSlam against this SummerSlam 05. Now, let's see. We have these 2 SummerSlams here. Now, this was on Red Carpet Ring. Oops, excuse me. SummerSlam 01, 05. Okay, this is the vote here. SummerSlam 01 advanced on. They won at 75%. SummerSlam 05 only got 25%. So yes, SummerSlam 01 advanced on. SummerSlam 05, like I said, one of my favorites, did not advance. Shocking. Very, very shocking. So that is the results of that particular bracket on that side. Now, we're still in the final 4 here. Let's get back to the bracket. Let's follow back. Now, of course, here we are still at this remaining bracket. Out of those 2 now, SummerSlam 2001 advanced. Now we're going to move over to this side. SummerSlam 02 versus SummerSlam 2000. So we have those 2 SummerSlam. And we're going to see which one advanced on. So let's see. We got these 2 SummerSlams here. This is 2000. And then we have 2002. So let's go off votes. Who would you guys vote for here? What is the final say so in this one? Let's see. Now we have, according to the votes here, SummerSlam 02 advances on. So SummerSlam 02 advances to the finals, just like SummerSlam 2001 that goes to the finals. So we have, this is the bracket here. We only got 2 SummerSlams left. 02 still going strong. 2000 did not make it. 69% for 2002, opposed to 31%. for SummerSlam 2000 out of 186 votes. So we are now about to we're at Final Four, but we're about to go to championship round. So these are the brackets here. That was what we saw 2000 fans. Now we're going to give an updated one. Let's see. Let's give an updated one of the brackets here. That's how these brackets started in the beginning of who got to where, who made it forward, who did not. But this was it's been an interesting tournament. I will say that very, very interesting tournament. Very, very shocking tournament of bouts. I have to say that. Very shocking tournaments. So we see here on this side here, it comes down to two teams now. And we're going to shift over to the championship round. But this was the Final Four. It started with these two brackets here. Now it comes down to here. SummerSlam 2001, SummerSlam 2002. Now we're moving to the championship round. Championship round. We're finally here. So these some good ones. Now we got the final championship round here, guys. And of course, we're going against two. Now, what I did with this championship round, what I did here, since it was only 2 whole SummerSlams left to make it fair, I put the voting on both channels. I did the voting on both Toxic Ring Scandal and of course Red Carpet Ray. So I had to do that to make sure everyone got a fair shot of voting. So the ones who didn't want to come over to either channel, you got opportunity to vote there. So that's how I did that that's how that was set up. Now, in the show that it was true, I had it on Red Carpet Ring here. These are the last two here. I did this on both channels. Red Carpet Ring, it was out of 202 votes. I unveiled who the winner is. And of course, Toxic Ring Scandal, the same thing. I had it. This was out of 209 votes. So I did. It gave everyone a fair shot, like I said before, to vote on either or channel. Now, let's get to who is the winner, who is voted the best SummerSlam event. Who won this whole thing? Let's see. Let's go off the votes. We'll go off Red Carpet Ring first. According to Red Carpet Ring, SummerSlam 2001 won at 68%. So that's that side. Let's go to Toxic Ring Scandal. Let's go over that side. According to that one, we have SummerSlam 2001, again, 60%, opposed to SummerSlam 2002, 40%. So that is what is going on. And unfortunately, both of these events, as great as they are on paper, only one can be the winner. Only one can be the winner of the whole thing. There can only be one. And since we see what the results are, I'll pull up right now. Yes, it was a shocking one to me too. SummerSlam 2001 wins the whole tournament. SummerSlam 2001 is voted by both channels the best SummerSlam event. You guys voted that this is the best SummerSlam event ever out of 32 teams where we started. And this is SummerSlam 2001. I don't personally agree with this decision. If I had to pick me, I would have picked 02. 02 has so many memorable moments, as I stated earlier. You had the Brock Lesnar win his first WWE Championship. Rock was on his way out to go to Hollywood. He got booed. The beginning of his heel turn. Then you had Shawn Michaels, Triple H, section fight. Shawn Michaels' first match since WrestleMania 14 against Stone Cold. A lot of good memorable moments there. Very, very shocking. Very, very shocking. I'm very surprised that this, let alone got this far, but win the whole thing. But that's how tournaments go. When you vote, it's normally the teams you least expect to win the whole thing. And this is a clear example of that right here. Congratulations to SummerSlam 2001. They did advance and won the whole thing. Got to the finals, won the whole thing. So congratulations to them. If you're a fan of SummerSlam 2001, do a yeet.
Yeet.
Now, if you didn't agree with the win, you could say it made the list.
No. Words? You just made the list.
So SummerSlam 2001 wins the whole tournament of SummerSlam, guys. They are voted the best SummerSlam. I know it's shocking, right? Now, since it did win the whole tournament, congratulations to SummerSlam 2001. Let's go over the 2001 match card. Let's see. Let's go over the whole card. Let's just look over, see what matches was on this card. What was so great about the SummerSlam? Let's take a trip down memory lane. Remember, this is 23 years ago. Let's go. Let's see. Now, this is SummerSlam here. It stated that this SummerSlam was, I believe it was in San Jose, California. It was 15,293. Commentary, Jim Ross, Paul Heyman. Theme song, Bodies, Pool. It was August 19, 2001. And we had the matches here. You had an Intercontinental Championship match. Let's go over this whole thing. Let's go over the whole match card. This is who won. They are the winner, whether you guys like it or not. WCW Championship, Booker T versus The Rock. WWF Championship, Stone Cold Steve Austin, champion versus Kurt Angle. First ever WWF versus WCW Tag Team Championship, Steel Cage match. Undertaker and Kane, Brothers of Destructions versus DDP and Kanyon. WWF Hardcore Championship ladder match, Jeff Hardy versus Rob Van Dam. Then you had Chris Jericho versus Rhino. WCW Cruiserweight versus the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship, X-Pac versus Tajiri. W Boys of Test versus APA and Spike. And also the WWF Intercontinental Championship, Lance Storm versus Edge. So this was the match card. I guess, besides the championship match I mentioned of Booker T versus Rock, Stone Cold versus Kurt Angle, you did have a tag team championship steel cage match, first ever. WCW versus WWF. Remember, this was the whole invasion thing around that time. So I think this is why this is voted by you guys. Voted this the top one. You guys remember this as Attitude, the end of the Attitude Era, pretty much, and the invasion angle. Then you also had a hardcore championship match, RVD versus Jeff Hardy. Then another WCW versus WWF match, Cruiserweight versus Light Heavyweight Championship. So you had two WWE versus WCW matches. First ever tag team championship steel cage. So that's a memorable moment. Stone Cold, Kurt Angle had a great moment. Kurt Angle lost by disqualification of Stone Cold. That's where he hit all his referees. He couldn't beat Kurt Angle with stunner, so he got angry, frustrated. He attacked the referees, hit stunner. Stone Cold had left the arena. Kurt Angle just lost it. He hit the ankle lock on some of the referees. He was attacking referees because he got screwed out of the WWF Championship. Now, Rock, he defeated Booker T to win the WCW Championship. Remember, Booker T was partnered up with Shane McMahon. So Rock won that championship. That was a memorable moment. And a lot of other moments, I believe, for the then you had, of course, the first ever tag team championship match, Kane and Undertaker. Now, in that particular match, at that time, they did defeat DDP and Kanyon. They had won all the belts. It was for both belts. That's when Kane and Undertaker had the belts. That's when they was doing anything as a tag team. RVD defeated Jeff Hardy It was a ladder match for the Hardcore Championship match. He won. RVD had won that match. Chris Jericho defeated Rhino. And X-Pac in the Cruiserweight versus Light Heavyweight title. X-Pac defeated Tajiri. And Dudley Boyz Ed Test defeated the APA and Spike. Edge had defeated Lance Storm for the Intercontinental Championship. Then you had a pre-show. Jacqueline Lita and Molly Holly for WWF defeated Ivory, Stacy Keibler, and Tori Wilson, WCW The Alliance. That's not on here. That was a pre-show. Just want to add that on. That was 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Wasn't a long match at all. And this is a Divas era. So this is the whole match card for that, guys. Man, so they have won a tournament. Congratulations to SummerSlam 2001 once again. Like I said, I will do other tournaments. You guys saw earlier the voting of if you want me to do the best NXT champion or best non-United States born world champion, meaning who was a world champion but is not born in the United States. So I'm going to have a tournament of that or best NXT championship. But that, of course, that depends on you guys with the voting. I will look that over, get some time for you guys to vote. It's the weekend here, and we'll see what the results come up with. But SummerSlam 2001 wins tournament, and that's all I have, honestly, regarding SummerSlam tournament finals. We have SummerSlam Tournament Championship round. So thank you all guys coming out. That was the whole tournament. Started from 32 SummerSlams to Sweet 16, to Elite 8, then Final 4, then come down to 2, and then there was 1, and the 1 was SummerSlam 2001. That's who won the whole tournament. So thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. So keep an eye on the votes, see which one I'll do next. We'll keep you guys posted when that tournament will begin, whenever the whole voting is done. But this was an interesting tournament. It was fun. I had fun with it, even though I didn't agree with the win. But, at least the ones who did vote 2001, I know they're excited to see that their particular event did win the whole tournament. And it wasn't even close either. That's the crazy part about it. Not close at all by any means. So soon 2 videos will pop up for Red Carpet Ray and Toss Ray Scandal. Click the links below. Check out wrestling content, guys. I appreciate everything you guys done. Appreciate all the support. And until then, you guys already know what it is. It's OUNT.
Something happened this weekend, and I've been struggling with it since I retired. But this weekend gave me closure.
Wow.
It really did. Like, it was fun. Obviously, it was fun. I mean, you can't, doing this for as long as I have and being involved.
Me and Chris Benoit basically all started together, pretty much. You started a little bit earlier.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
But they pushed me to the moon, and they held you guys back. And we all started at the same time. We were wrestling each other. We were getting each other over, putting each other over. And I thought we were all going to kind of come up together. And it was like, you guys stayed behind. And it was like, what's going on?
Well, I mean, we definitely had to work harder because you already said it, Kurt. You already know the answer is that you were